Hello, good people. This is New Justice Media. Welcome to New Justice Media. So, I'm your host, the Media Mike Speaks, and the Hot Mike Speaks. So, some of my subscribers have been on me about this Beyonce thing. Now, I don't usually like to do things regarding celebrities. It's not my thing here, but being that the Queen Bee is trying to get back in action, I decided to go ahead and do this based off the fact that what is circulating saying she did regarding Christianity. No, well, Revelation. So I want to take some time out to talk about this and give my thoughts on this, on how I feel about what she's doing, and hey, it is what it is, but I'll give my 2 cents on it. So not going to be on here too long, just wanted to just cover some things here regarding this, the fact that the Christians are all upset saying that. And honestly, the question is, do they have a right to be? If they feel it's a mockery of the book of Revelation, then I would say so. Does Beyonce care? Probably no. But now Beyonce is saying, they're saying that no, it's not actually that, it's this, it's that. But at the end of the day, we kind of know what it is. Just stop. She's been out of commission for quite some time, yeah. And we're going to take a dive into Mrs. What is her name? Carter. So, I mean, so I guess she kept her name, Mrs. Knowles. So she's Mrs. So she can't be Mrs. Knowles. So she's her mother's Mrs. Knowles. She is Mrs. Okay, Carter, but it goes by Beyonce, which is fine. So anyway, let's talk about this thing here. So let's dive into this thing here with Beyonce. Now, I'm not totally a Beyonce fan, but she is who she is. A lot of things surrounding, a lot of controversy go way back since the Aaliyah days, the late Aaliyah days. And then here we are with the Destiny's Child. And, she broke off on her own. And hey, she's the chosen one. It is what it is. It is what it is. So we can jump right into this thing here. And we could look at, and you give me your thoughts. What exactly do you think this is, regarding, you know, her? So, as you know, I think she's approaching, I don't know what she's approaching. Is she approaching 40? Is she getting close to 40? She may be mid 30s. She does look very well. Actually, she looks like her mom. So, and, but we know, what time it is because time waits on no one. And I understand she's trying to keep herself relevant, but I'm pretty sure she knows that the day is coming and they all have it because she hadn't been heard from in a while. Actually, I didn't even know that she had a new video, a CD out. I don't even watch TV like that anymore. I just think the Cardi B's and the Megan Thee Stallions and all these other people, whoever they got coming up, they're the new, they're the new it. I was going to say the new queens on the block, but anyway, but they're the new it. Everybody has their day. It is what it is. And maybe she's doing this to probably stay relevant. It could be. She's had a long standing career. And to, you know, come up with this, I mean, hey, but at the end of the day, I mean, what are you really going to be doing? I mean, is your style of music even relevant today to a new generation of young kids coming up? I mean, yeah, you were the thing 20 years ago. You were, or more. 10 years ago, I would say, but go back further than that, But how long did you plan to stay where you are? Eventually, you have to rely on your other avenues to carry you through. Of course, she has clothing lines, and I'm pretty sure a host of other avenues, things that she's invested in that brings her revenue, which is great. But I think, with a lot of other superstars, movie stars, rap stars, entertainers, you know, they don't want to fall into obscurity to where you're forgotten. You won't totally ever be forgotten, but it will only be towards your generation that knows of you. You all grow old together. This is what it is. That's what it'll be. And hopefully she can do some producing, some songwriting, something, hopefully, but it is what it is here. So let's get to this. We got the controversial four horsemen of the apocalypse. It's what the Christian is saying. It's what Beyonce depicted in her new CD video, whatever. I haven't seen it. I just seen the photos, because I think it was a British Vogue magazine, and she was, so that she's depicting, or I'm not going to say she's mocking, I don't think, but things that are happening around the world, that the sign of the times, the end of days. I don't know. But here she is. I think on the last horse here, and to the right, the red horse, and you have I think the black horse, and then you have I think the pale horse. So, and I think the last one's the pale horse. So, but yeah, so you, this is what you have, and this is what they're saying she's doing, and it looks like it. It does. It absolutely does. It's just that to a certain degree, she kind of reminds me of Tony Braxton, to a certain degree. After you get a certain age, don't get me wrong, she still looks very well, still looks good. But after you get a certain age, it's like, okay, yeah, you still want to be. Anyway, so here she is, you know, the red horse, which that depicts. That's the cover of the Vogue magazine, I think, international. Now, as you see here, the four horsemen is a conqueror with a bow and a crown. He rides a white horse, which scholars sometimes interpret to symbolize Christ or the Antichrist. I guess they don't know which one it is. The second horseman is given a great sword and rides a red horse, as you saw on the red horse, symbolizing war and bloodshed. The third bears a balanced scale, rides a black horse, and symbolizes famine. And the fourth horseman rides a pale horse, and that's the one. And the man who sat upon him was called Death, or was Death, according to the Britannica. So, it is frequently seen in the four horsemen are frequently seen in Christianity as signs of the end of the world or the apocalypse. Pretty sure this has happened over and over and over again. Now, she can do what she wants actually on this. She can. I mean, and if she's saying and representing things that are occurring in the world, then so be it. I don't think it's a mockery. I just think she's just, hey, I'm just symbolizing this. This is what it could be. You see. Now she's been linked to some other things, you can say, just fair use, but it's in the, but fair use. You can say that like the Illuminati, all this type of stuff. I don't know, but hey, it is what it is. But a lot of people, I found don't really read the Bible. They just go to church and just sit up there and get some emotional feel good, and that's it. And I like to really clear up some misconceptions here. I just think sometimes people just get a little, I mean, I don't know. So if you kind of looking at this, you're seeing here, this is drawings, people that scholars, whoever they claim to be, have depicted. Now, what gets me is that this is image. It, means a lot. Image means a lot, and if you understood, not English, understood the Bible, but it speaks metaphorically. It speaks in metaphors, and you have to figure out kind of what that means. Like a horse may not be a horse, like an actual horse, as you see here. It may not be a horse. It's just that at the time period, as when the Bible was written, that is what the prophets, the visionaries, it's what they saw in their dreams or whatever, what they prophesized. And to them, that is the only thing they could probably describe of what a person would come riding in on, or on something. They're not going to be walking, they will be over something. So we said a horse, like they would say chariots. Chariots of fire, chariot. That means something they rode on. Now we don't want to go off into that because people think you're going off to the weeds. You know how they go. Now some Bible people go. They into the imagine magic stuff, and I just can't go with that. Kind of like here, and once you put this image in people's minds, yeah, they're thinking of horses. They're thinking of horses. Yeah, thinking of horses. They're thinking of most likely they're thinking of horses in the clouds, just like you see right here. Television would depict a man on a horse or something on a horse riding in the sky. And then we somehow, well, people start thinking about Pegasus, out of Greek mythology. You see where this goes? Which we have to, in my professional opinion, we have to get people to think more metaphorically. It's metaphors. Metaphors. But if people tend to, and this may sting, if people look at the image and begin to think, continue to think like children, then this is what we're going to get. Because what pains me sometimes when you have grown adults still believing in Santa Claus. That's some scary. That's some scary stuff. That's scary. You too old to be really. You got, but it is what it is. So this Beyonce. I don't think it's going to get much traction on this. Yeah, but I mean, she's trying to keep herself relevant, in my opinion. But being that she's on Revelation, let's talk about the beast in Revelations. Now, the first beast that is mentioned in Revelation 13, that's a symbolic number, is the beast of the sea. Revelation 13, chapter 1 through the third verse. Says, quote, then I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name. Now, what gets me here is when you have grown people who see the word beast. This is where stuff gets kind of cuckoo. Now, I wish I could have got all of this, but now we go to break it down metaphorically. This is what I really liked about this, but I didn't like the pictures. I didn't like the pictures because this is where people get kind of twisted. The people get twisted because they get looking at the head of a lion, the leopards, the horns, and the bear's paws, and all of this. But if you think metaphorically, you can kind of see allegedly what they represent. See, bear, Russia, leopard, Africa, lion, England. You see, you kind of get it now. So we're talking about France here, United Kingdom. We're talking about the horns. United Nations Security Council has 10 horns, signifying the 10 permanent member nations of the UN. not actual horns, as you see here on these lines in the photo. You see the dragon surrounding the capital. You see, this is where we start to go off into the weeds, and people start to go into fairy tales, start thinking that, the tooth fairy actually flew around them and then left money under their pillow. And this is where things get scary, where you have grown men and women still thinking reindeers could fly, or can fly, I would say. And this is what's scary. See, image is a powerful thing. And if you don't use your mind beyond that, you can get trapped in that imagery. And this is what happens here. So I'm glad this broke this down up here, as you see. And then I didn't get a chance to get all of it, but that's what it's signifying. And I know a lot of people don't know because they never served in the military. They don't understand war tactics. They don't understand that how do you attack a nation or country? You attack it from the sea. Now, Greek mythology should have taught you that if you're talking about the Trojan Wars. See, the Iliad and all that type of stuff. Troy, and the Greeks, they came from the sea. What is 1,000 ships? They came from the sea. This coming from the sea. An army is coming from the sea. See, not this. This is not coming from the sea. This leopard giant, leopard lion, cougar thing is not coming from the sea. This is not coming from the sea. Godzilla is not coming from the sea. And what happens is, if people don't think metaphorically, they think Rodan or something, or whoever Godzilla fight is coming from the sea. And that messes people up too, because they get to thinking that, that the beast came from the sea, and that thing Godzilla is coming and they're going to take off running and screaming because they don't want to get eaten up by Godzilla. And that's what's scary about the human mindset. It really is. Now, I don't know if this is probably her riding on this thing. Probably is. I don't know. But this is where I blame a lot of the artists who sit up here and draw this stuff to depict what the dinosaurs are coming back, I guess, and going to devour everyone. No, a beast is a term that's used in the military as a war machine. The Russians had a tank they called back in the 1980s the beast, when they fought in the Afghan wars. They called the tank, a specific tank they had, they called it the beast. A war machine. It's a name. Yeah. And I just think that with all this controversy, people start thinking about flying horses, people riding one of them. No. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. I just wanted to get on here and hopefully give my 2 cents regarding it, my thoughts, clear the air on some things. Feel free to comment if like or not. But anyway, that's all. So until next time, this is New Justice Media. Subscribe, share, and like to keep me rocking on the mic. Have a good night.